Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice Porter. Today we're going to be changing a dryer belt on a Kenmore dryer. Our customer said that he thought the motor was bad because he heard it spinning but not moving, but I found out it was just a belt. So I took off these two screws right here, right here. Those are those screws right there. I'm going to move those out the way. Remove this belt out of the way. Hopefully it's the right size. I'm going to pull that filter out of there. This piece comes out, just you got to kind of pull it. Don't pull it too hard, but just pull it out of there like that. Now, there's like little clips in here. I opened that up with the 5-in-1 tool, my little spatula. All I did was just take it and kind of push it in between to give it enough release on both sides. So that's already done. I'll lift this up. So that's out of the way. Get that dust out of there. Get some dust in there. Should always, that's my next thing. I'll probably have to service that. There's some screws that are right in that corner there. If you guys can see it. Right there's a screw here. A screw there. Right there. It's like a hex screw. I think it's a, I'm not sure. I think it's a 5/16 screw. Could be wrong. So we're gonna take those two screws out of there. And all I'm gonna use is my 5-in-1 screwdriver. Just like that. The bigger side. The bigger side will do the trick. So I'm going to try to take this door off without disconnecting the wires. Some people disconnect the wires when they do it, but if you have enough space, you may not have to, so we'll see. We'll see if we have enough space to just swing it to the side. If we have enough space to swing it, we won't even disconnect it. I can always disconnect this. Take this clip off. This little clip, it gives me more slack with the wire. And I can always put the clip back on when I'm done. That way I don't have to disconnect the wires itself. But let's see how much space we have. Now, just a little lift up and pull out. Just make sure that don't fall on you. And kind of lift up and pull out at the same time. Is there another screw that I don't know about? Wait a minute, let me check. Sometimes there's screws. Those are for the hinges. That's the door switch. Maybe I'm not pulling hard enough. Gotta make sure I'm not fighting against myself here, because sometimes there's hidden screws around here. I'm not seeing any hidden screws, so let me double check to make sure. Something holding it down at the bottom. take this bar. I think the screws underneath here. Then let me pop this bottom off first. Then pop the bottom off. Now let's see what we have underneath. Maybe there's all these dryers are different. Oh, there is 2 hex screws at the bottom. Not a problem. Same process. He's got a lot of dust under here. That's why it's very important to have these things serviced. One screw. All these dryers are similar, but a little bit different. The same process, just find where the screws are, take them off. Okay, so I got both screws out the bottom. I'm gonna take this thing completely off. It's got springs on here too. I don't know what it is. That's just to keep the door open. Take that one spring off. Close that door. Just spins around. Okay, so I don't know if you can see exactly what I was doing. I'm gonna pull this drum out completely. I want to get all that dust out of there. There's a lot of dust in there. It's gonna grab as much as I can out of there. Cause keep in mind that's a gas dryer, and you don't want all that dust in there like that. So I don't think he has a vacuum cleaner, but it's gonna grab it up by hand. This thing won't. Excuse me, that won't tilt all the way down. I was trying to get it to tilt all the way down, but it won't. Let's get as much of this dust out of here as possible. All kind of coins and dimes and nickels, pennies. Let's get all this stuff up here. This is that little tension. So always keep this. That goes in those little slots over there. Get the majority of this dust up out of here. This is how your dryer fire catches. There's all this dust up here. You're going into there, you don't want that. Get all that up out of there. Make sure your rolls are good. I didn't shut the power off, but if you're gonna work on it, you should shut the power off, but I'm so used to doing it with the power on. I know that it's not going to energize down here unless I push that button and my door switch is closed. However, you still have power coming in down at the motor, just so you guys know. Separate these coins from the actual. Okay. I'm satisfied with how that looks now. Compared to how it was looking earlier. Couple more sections of dust I see here. Get that out of there. That well. more dust. Just the final area here. Make sure no dust there. Yeah. And check under here as well. Yeah, dust hides. Yeah. So I think I wasn't coming for. I was just coming here to change the belt, but it would be wrong for me to leave all that dust there and change the belt. That wouldn't be a good service. So clean up this chamber too. All the dust in the chamber. Wow. Well, I recommend people get their dryers checked at least once a year. I don't know if you guys can see all that, but it's a lot better than it was. That's what I pulled out of there. That's too much. That much shouldn't be in there. Now we're gonna try to put this belt in here. There's a couple of ways people do it. I don't do it. Keep in mind, this is not what I typically do, but I've done quite a few of these on different dryers. Make sure the ribs are facing in. This is how you drum. Oh, it should be facing this way. So that's the. So we're gonna put the ribs around it, just like so. Yes, Ronaldo. Yep. I'm in the basement now. Yes, sir. I'm in the basement now. Yes, I am. Well, we're gonna find out in a second. All right, we'll find out in a second. All right, I'll let you know. Right. They always gotta check to see if you're here. I said, open the door. I'll be there in 20 minutes. I guess they're used to people not showing up in 20 minutes, so that could be another thing. I don't know. Typically, you're supposed to have somebody hold this while you do this. So I'm gonna try to do this at the same time. Keep that up, and we'll see. We'll see how well that stays up there. I'm gonna try to get up there and put this. Well, let me try this way. Let me get something to hold this up, so it doesn't kind of lean down. Put it right on the rollers, right there. Okay, put this under here. Just to hold that up. Now let me get on my belly and see where my tension pulley is gonna go. Let's check and see where we're at here. I think there's more dust to come out of there. More dust to get out of there. Put this right here. This one's a little bit different, so it kind of. Gotta do it kind of simultaneously at the same time. Take your time, no rush. Okay. You guys can't see it, but if I could kind of lower it down. This kind of pulley is a little different from the other pulleys. I don't know if you can see it, but the camera might not be to get all the way under there because of my angle. I have to take it off the actual bracket, but kind of can see it right there where the pulley is. It kind of it feeds through the center of it and goes around. The other ones it kind of goes over. So there's different pulleys. This is an older style one, but they do the same thing. They pretty much do the same exact thing. So now, like these springs lock onto his door here, then pull onto that somehow. I don't know what this. Well, we'll hook them back in the spot where they were. I think it's. I don't know if those springs actually do, to be honest with you. We always find out, because it's not really doing that for the. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Those springs don't. It's the brick. Those springs. Take up my flashlight before I put this in. I don't know. I have to find out what those springs actually do. They were on this thing here. They were on to the bottom of that. I just don't know exactly what they do. He needs a new. Definitely could use a new gasket that goes around his. I'm going to recommend that he get another gasket or have this one glued around. Because this is supposed to be the seal that goes around the exterior of the dryer here. And it doesn't look like he has a good... I do the best I can with this. But that should be kind of glued. Like, all the way around. Like I said, I didn't come here prepared for that right there, because that's something different. But let's get this in here and get that on as safely as possible. This little thing here is supposed to go around here while that sits. make sure too is let me check something before I put this on. So I'm wondering if I got this well, I'll tell you in a second. I want to see if I have this belt on the correct way. Or I should say this drum on the correct way, because I don't remember exactly when which way this came off. But if the orientation of the belt is closer to where it is now, which it looks like it is, then it has to be the right way, because it's further to the back than the front. If I spin it the other way, it's going to be further to the front, so that has to be the right way. But we'll find out once we turn it on, for sure. Knocking off all kind of clips and everything, huh? I'm fighting with to keep this little piece of insulation intact. I could take it all the way out, but I don't want to do that. Just keep it like that. It goes to 2 clips. I'll find those in a second. Let me put these 2 screws at the bottom so I can hold this up. Typically you have one person to hold this while you're doing it, but I usually work solo. See if I can see those 2 holes that I'm looking for over here. Put 1 screw in there. Yeah, I'm gonna recommend that he get another seal. It only takes like 5 minutes to replace it, but that seal right there is nothing. Okay, now to find those 2 clips that just fell off the side, I'm gonna need my little trusty flashlight, wherever that may be. You have to be on the side somewhere, right? There's one over here. There's one over here. Those clips are just when you put your screws in. Drop it on my equipment. That's all good. So those screws just clip right over the hole. That's something that's very simple and easy. Just make sure you put it on the right way so it's not the wrong way. More likely I'll be back here again changing that. Probably like a $5 item. I don't even know what the price is on that. One there. Make sure the clips are facing the correct way. It still work the other way, but it's the position where how the screw is going to go in. So you want to have it kind of face the way the screw is going in. It's got these 2 screws over here, and we're turn this one in first since we got it restarted. Okay. The same thing over here. So take your time and line it all up to tighten it up. Put that little clip back on it that holds the wires in place. All that does is allow these wires not to hang down. I was doing it the wrong way. There you go. Okay, push it kind of hard. There we go. This keeps the wires from like dropping on the side. Now I'll just come down to the bottom over here. Actually, I could test it now before I even put this on. Let me test this first before I even put this on to see if it spins. Because if it don't spin, guess what? You gotta take it back off again, right? So the door is closed. The drum's in place. I haven't used a dryer like this in a long time. I think if I just push the button, it should go, right? What does that mean? That means I gotta turn this. You didn't do it? It is spinning. A little click. That could be one of the rollers. It is moving. Note that is. Hold on. That back piece there. Something's right here. This thing is kind of lopsided. I don't know why that's doing that. It's like this. I guess it's sticking in rather than out. Let's see if we can get that out. Let's see what happens now. Still a little click though. That thing that's lumping. I don't know what that is. Roll just a little bit. Could be a bad roller too. It's not going to affect the operation of the dryer. Okay, so that click could be this little groove right here that's hitting the roller. This is separation of the drum. Let's see every time this goes by and that's causing that click. then that'll be the click from this piece right here. This is like where they seam the drum together. I don't know if you can see it. There's some screws right here. And there's a seam right there. So every time this thing goes over there, I want to see if that's causing that click. Yep, that's what it is. That's every time that thing goes over there, it's causing that little click. So that's typical. I guess that's part of the design of the dryer. So every time that rotation goes down, you guys can't see it, but if your eyes are focusing real close, okay. So guess what? We're not gonna mess with that too much. As long as we know the dryer is working. Put these down. I put that in later. I'm gonna put these springs back on. I don't know what these springs do, but I'm gonna look it up later on. Maybe it keeps the door stable, keeps the door from falling off. I don't know, cause it kind of, when I took it off, it was kind of like on there, pulling on this. So this is an older style dryer, so I don't know what these. Let me take a look at something inside here before I close this up. Just take a peek and see if there's anything. I do gotta tighten these up too. That's what keeps the door all the way in. Okay. I'm gonna find out what these springs do, because they don't really, from the looks of it, they don't really do a whole heck of a lot. Like, if they were somewhere else, I would say they're stabilizers, but they're really not. Yep.
I thought you left already.
I'll be out of here shortly, though. As soon as I put this back on.
The right belt?
Yeah, it's working.
It's working now.
It's definitely working.
Pretty good.
Just want to put this back. But I do recommend you getting a new, if you get a chance, the front of this little liner here.
Wait a second.
The liner that goes around the outside of the drum.
The rubber?
It's like a felt. It's like a little piece of felt. That's not in the best of condition.
The felt, huh?
Yeah, it's like a little piece of felt. But it's
Will
not
they know that? Will they know that?
They should know what it is, yeah. They should know exactly what it is.
Yeah, okay.
And I gotta find out exactly how these springs go in there too. I'll have to look this up later on. There's some springs that were on this.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they.
So you just temporarily tie it?
No, I could. It'll go back on.
Okay.
But these springs here. Next time I come down, I'm gonna put those springs on the right way. But those springs, they don't really serve a purpose because it's on the door.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it does, but I'll look it up tonight and I'll be able to tell you exactly.
Okay. You let it stay?
It's gonna clip in a little clip here. It's gonna take your time and push it in.
Okay. All right.
So that's that. That's gonna put the screws on the top.
Yeah.
And
the two screws.
Yeah. Does it always make that little click noise? So that's the seam of the drum.
Okay. Usually, especially when they're closed,
Yeah.
it will be like
It's more quieter.
no. There is a little sound, but then once you it runs, it balances
Oh, I got you.
the close.
See all that stuff that came out of there?
Wow.
That was at the bottom.
Okay, but we still have to clean that thing, right?
Yeah, next time I come, I bring my cleaner and I clean all that out.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
last time I got a lot of dust out of there.
Okay.
So let me put these last 2 screws in, and I'll be heading up
Okay.
out of here. Sounds like a plan?
Did you bring that thing?
I,
Tripod?
yeah, I brought that to do a quick video.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put this back in.
Those coins, you found it there?
Those coins, yeah, those coins were in the dryer. All dust came, all that came, everything you see on there came out the dryer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dust in the bottom.
He just picked it up.
Pocket change?
Yeah, just take the chain, the coins. Just clean this later.
That's
Is it like clogging it? This all these things?
That's not. It wasn't clogging it. It was sitting at the bottom of the dryer.
Okay.
So because you have a gas dryer, you want to make sure you don't have no dust down there because
To
there's
catch
a lot
fire.
of dust that will accumulate. So the only thing I gotta do now is make sure these holes line up. It's just a matter of taking my time
Yeah.
and looking. Here we go. The hole is off to the left just a little bit.
Yeah. Those are the 2 screws, right? That
Mhm.
you
I got them now.
Yeah. Oh well, then hopefully we're not gonna use the other one for a while.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about these dryers is it's not that many moving parts. You got a motor. You got a couple of sensors.
Yeah,
You got a door switch and a few other switches.
yeah.
So it's not a whole lot. Like gas dryers. It has like the gas valve and it has the the igniter and stuff like that. But it's not a lot of moving parts in there.
Yeah,
So you're good to go. You could test out a load and I gotta turn this thing.
yeah.
And no, it's been. You know how long it's been since I used a dryer like this? When I was a kid,
Oh yeah.
I had a dryer like
The
this.
dryer now is
Yeah.
more modern.
Yeah, they're front end loaders, but they're a little bit different. The screens are all computerized and everything.
Yeah.
But these ones here will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst case, if you change a motor or something like that, and I remember because my mother had one of these kind of dryers way back. When you hear the buzzing sound, that means it either stopped or you don't have the timer set.
Yeah.
So you're good to go. Then you open it up, you see it spinning.
That's right.
All right, so that's pretty much it. Put this. I use this brick to hold that up.
So get those coins there.
You want this? You want me to take those coins?
Yeah.
I'll take them with me then. All right.
Okay.